Every night, millions of Muslims around the world go to sleep carrying worries about their risk, their future, and the challenges waiting for them the next morning. But what many don't realize is that Islam has given us a simple, powerful nightly practice that can invite ease, protection, and unexpected blessings into our lives, all by the next day. Scholars like Mufti Menk often remind us that certain verses of the Qur'an carry unique spiritual effects when recited before sleeping. These verses calm the heart, strengthen faith, and create a shield that stays with you until dawn. In this video, we're going to explore 3 specific sets of verses that have been emphasized for centuries for their ability to bring tranquility, clarity, and barakah. These verses aren't long, they aren't difficult, and they don't require hours of time, just sincerity and a few moments each night. Let's begin. 1. When discussing the nightly recitation of certain Quranic verses, it is important to understand why respected scholars such as Mufti Menk highlight them so strongly. These verses are not chosen at random. Each holds a distinct spiritual value and carries a unique impact on a believer's heart, mindset, and daily sustenance. In Islamic tradition, certain parts of the Qur'an have been repeatedly emphasized because of the specific forms of protection, comfort, and divine support they offer. Reciting them at night creates a spiritual environment that strengthens a believer's relationship with Allah while preparing the heart for the blessings of the morning. These particular verses are known for their ability to bring tranquility, reduce fear and anxiety, and create a sense of closeness to Allah that continues into the next day. Many people recite Qur'an regularly but are unaware that these specific portions hold additional benefits, especially when recited before sleeping. Nighttime worship or reflection, even if brief, carries special weight because the mind is quieter and more receptive, allowing the words of Allah to settle deeply within the heart. Scholars highlight that these verses act as a spiritual shield, a reminder of Allah's protection, and a source of barakah that can positively influence one's rizq, mindset, and overall day. Furthermore, these verses represent a balance between protection, faith, and reliance on Allah. Each set of verses contributes its own form of spiritual nourishment, whether it is strengthening belief, seeking Allah's safeguarding, or purifying one's heart. By including these verses in one's nightly routine, a person cultivates consistency in worship and invites blessings into both their spiritual and worldly life. This introduction sets the foundation for understanding the deeper value of each verse and why they continue to be emphasized in Islamic teachings through the guidance of scholars like Mufti Menk. 2. Ayatul Kursi, found in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:255, is widely regarded as one of the most powerful verses in the Qur'an due to its profound description of Allah's sovereignty and absolute authority over the heavens and the earth. This verse is not only recited for protection, but also for reinforcing a believer's understanding of who Allah is. It highlights attributes such as His eternal existence, His limitless knowledge, and His complete control over all matters. When a person recites Ayatul Kursi at night, they are essentially reminding their heart that the one who governs the entire universe is watching over them, which creates a deep sense of inner security. One of the reasons this verse is emphasized so strongly is because of the assurance it provides through its message. Ayatul Kursi declares that nothing happens without Allah's permission, making it a powerful source of comfort for individuals who struggle with uncertainty or fear. This recognition helps a believer release unnecessary worries and place their trust in the one who never tires, never sleeps, and never loses control of the affairs of creation. The verse brings a calming effect. guiding a person toward a mindset of surrender and gratitude as they end their day. Additionally, reciting Ayatul Kursi nightly cultivates spiritual discipline. By making it a consistent part of one's routine, the heart becomes more conscious of Allah's presence, and this awareness extends into daily life. People who regularly recite this verse often report feeling more grounded, more focused on their goals, and more aware. Point 3, written in clear paragraphs and without repeating anything previously explained. The last two verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, 2:285 to 286, hold a special place in Islamic teachings because they summarize essential aspects of faith while offering tremendous spiritual ease to the believer. These verses highlight the foundational beliefs of a Muslim, including acceptance of all prophets, submission to Allah's commands, and acknowledgement that believers are held accountable only for what lies within their capacity. This message alone brings comfort, as it reassures the heart that Allah is just, merciful, and never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. Reciting these verses at night allows a person to internalize these truths, relieving them of emotional heaviness accumulated throughout the day. Another significant aspect of these verses is their profound emphasis on dua. They contain supplications asking for forgiveness, mercy, guidance, and protection from mistakes and forgetfulness. These heartfelt pleas resonate deeply with anyone seeking relief from personal struggles or shortcomings. When recited with sincerity, they become a believer's nightly conversation with Allah, a moment to release guilt, seek clarity, and ask for strength. This emotional and spiritual cleansing helps prepare the heart for the next day with renewed energy and purpose. In addition, these verses remind the reader that Allah responds to sincerity and effort. They carry a message of hope, that even when life feels overwhelming, Allah's compassion is always near. This reassurance cultivates resilience, making it easier for a person to face challenges with patience and trust. By incorporating these verses into one's nightly routine, the believer strengthens their inner state and nurtures a deeper connection with Allah. Ultimately, these two verses serve as both guidance and healing. They allow the believer to end the day with faith, humility, and peace, knowing that Allah understands their limits, accepts their efforts, and responds generously to their prayers. The blessings that flow into their lives. The verse serves as a spiritual anchor, drawing the believer closer to Allah and strengthening their reliance on Him. In this way, Ayatul Kursi becomes more than a recitation. It becomes a nightly renewal of faith, protection, and clarity for the three Qul Surahs, Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Al-Falaq, and Surah Nas, are widely recognized as a comprehensive spiritual shield for the believer. Reciting them together at night creates a protective barrier that safeguards one's heart, mind, and surroundings from a range of unseen harms. Each of these surahs carries its own distinct purpose, yet together they form a complete refuge that strengthens a person's sense of safety and reliance on Allah. Their short length makes them easy to recite daily, but their impact is profound, especially when one ends the day with them. Surah Al-Ikhlas focuses entirely on affirming the oneness and uniqueness of Allah. This declaration of pure monotheism cleanses the heart from attachments and brings clarity by reminding the believer of the ultimate source of strength. Reciting this surah at night realigns a person's priorities, grounding their thoughts in the certainty that Allah alone controls all outcomes. Surah Al-Falaq shifts the focus towards seeking protection from external harms. It addresses fears related to envy, malice, and negative influences that may affect one's well-being without being immediately visible. By reciting this surah, the believer acknowledges that such dangers exist, but simultaneously affirms that refuge lies only in Allah. This creates a calming sense of reassurance before sleep. Surah Nas, on the other hand, emphasizes protection from internal and whispered temptations that disturb the mind. These subtle influences, including doubts, anxieties, and negative thoughts, can deeply affect one's emotional and spiritual state. Reciting this surah helps purify the inner self, promoting mental clarity and peace. Together, these three surahs create a holistic protection, safeguarding belief, shielding from external harm, and calming the inner world. Making them a nightly practice strengthens one's spiritual defenses and nurtures a peaceful, focused, and secure heart. 5. Developing a nightly habit of reciting these verses becomes truly meaningful when it is done with sincerity and a heart fully aware of Allah's presence. The intention behind the recitation plays a crucial role in the spiritual effect it has on a person's life. When an individual recites with genuine humility, acknowledging their dependence on Allah, the verses become more than words. They transform into a heartfelt act of worship. This sincerity opens the door to blessings that reach beyond the spiritual realm, influencing a person's emotional stability, decision-making, and overall outlook on life. A sincere recitation also strengthens the believer's trust in Allah. It nurtures a sense of certainty that Allah listens, responds, and provides in ways that may not always be immediate or obvious. This trust becomes especially important for anyone seeking improvement in their rizq. Islamic teachings often highlight that sustenance is not limited to money. It also includes peace, opportunities, solutions, and protection from harm. By approaching Allah with a clean heart and relying on Him during the quiet moments of night, a person invites barakah that reshapes their circumstances in subtle yet powerful ways. Furthermore, consistency in these nightly recitations encourages discipline and mindfulness. When done regularly, it aligns a person's thoughts and intentions with what pleases Allah. This alignment naturally influences daily actions, leading to better choices, healthier habits, and a calmer mindset, all of which contribute to improved rizq in practical terms. Blessings often appear through clarity, productivity, and relief from unnecessary burdens. Ultimately, reciting these verses with sincerity builds a relationship of closeness and reliance. It reassures the believer that Allah responds generously to effort made for His sake. This nightly practice becomes a quiet but powerful means of attracting ease, growth, and blessings into one's life, both spiritually and materially. As you make these verses part of your nightly routine, trust that Allah will bring ease, clarity, and barakah into every area of your life. May He open doors you never expected and fill your home with peace and blessings. If this video brought you value, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Internal Deen for more uplifting Islamic reminders. Before you leave, drop a comment with this prayer. May Allah bless my rizq, protect my heart, and guide my steps. Your words may become the start of answered du'as.